Hey guys, what's up? I'm Monica Viviana. For those of you guys that are new, for those of you guys that are not new, welcome back to my channel. On today's video, I decided to do 100 bingeable shows. So these are shows that I have watched at one point or another that maybe I didn't necessarily binge, but I've seen them, I recommend them, they're good shows. I did break them up into 6 different categories. These categories are what makes sense to me. So while maybe you would have placed them somewhere else, it's just kind of what I thought was good. Most of these shows are available on Netflix. However, there are a few that are available on other streaming services. Right now, I do currently have Hulu, Amazon Prime, and Disney Plus. I had HBO before because of Game of Thrones, but because the show is over, I don't have HBO anymore. But I'll let you guys know which shows are available on the other streaming services. If I don't mention it, it's because they are available on Netflix. I will list all of the shows down in the description box, so you guys will have the list there, and then I'm also going to be notating down which ones are available on the other platforms and then which ones are not good for little ones, so you guys can check back there. So go ahead and grab your snacks, grab your drinks, get comfy, get cozy, and let's go ahead and jump right into it. So first up for genre is going to be crime. I'm a huge crime junkie, so I watch a lot of crime shows. It's just what I like. So I'm gonna mention first the last show that I did binge watch is Money Heist. I am obsessed with it right now. The next season actually comes out on Friday, April 3rd, which is when this video should be going live. So that's what my plan is for Friday, is to binge watch Money Heist season 4 and finish it over the weekend. I'm completely obsessed with it. You guys should all jump on it. It is in Spanish. However, you can do subtitles and watch it that way if you don't understand Spanish. Next one is going to be Elite. This is also another Spanish show, but again, subtitles work great. Next up is How to Get Away with Murder. I do need to say that Shonda Rhimes is a great creator. I love all of her shows. They're awesome. So anything Shonda Rhimes, I think, is pretty safe to say it's gonna be good. Next up is Mindhunter, Narcos Mexico. And I also did want to let you guys know that if you guys were a big fan of the first Narcos season, which basically was tied into Pablo Escobar, there is a better show that goes really in depth to his life and everything that happened with him. It's called Pablo Escobar, el patrón del mal, and it is a novela, but it's so good. I believe there's like 100 and something episodes, but it's so good. Netflix, I think, really limited themselves because I think that they could have stretched out Narcos surrounding Pablo Escobar into almost like 5 or 6 seasons, but they shortened it up, did it in 2, no problem. But it's a really great show, and a lot of the characters from all of the Narcos seasons are in this other novela, which is pretty cool. It's Criminal Minds, Law and Order SVU, those are classics. The People versus OJ, Versace, which I should also say Ryan Murphy is another great creator, and his shows are fabulous, so you should definitely watch those. La Reina del Sur, again another Spanish show, but subtitles work great. Making a Murderer. Blacklist, Ncis, Aquarius, which actually I don't feel like was very popular. It's a show that is based off of Charles Manson. The next one is Don't F With Cats. This show was very disturbing, so I'm gonna go ahead and warn you guys now. It is a show that definitely stayed with me. There were some scenes in that show that I was not okay with. There is some animal cruelty on that show, so just be warned. But it's a good show. Next up is When They See Us, another show that was also very difficult for me to watch. I did have to pause after the first episode. It was just very sad for me, but I did get through it. House of Flowers, another Spanish show. Watch it with subtitles. Drug Lords, Quantico, Unsolved, which is a story of Tupac and Biggie. And lastly for Netflix is Tiger King. I feel like you can't make a video right now of shows to binge without mentioning the Tiger King. I can't even describe it. You just need to watch it. You're welcome. Next up is The Act, which is the story of Dee Dee Blanchard. If you are a crime junkie, this is definitely something that you're gonna wanna watch, but this one is found only on Hulu. So yeah, so that's the crime section. Okay, next up is going to be comedies. For comedies, I have How I Met Your Mother, which is right now strictly on Hulu, along with Will and Grace, Awkward, you're welcome, The Golden Girls, and Reba. So those shows are all found on Hulu. On Netflix, you have The New Girl, Fuller House, The Office, Parks and Rec, That 70s Show, The Good Place, and lastly, Good Girls, which is on Netflix, but the latest season is on Hulu. And I forgot to mention The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is found on Netflix. So yeah, that's comedies. All right, so moving along, next up is dramas. Again, these are the way that I categorize them. You might find some in here that you would have maybe put with crime, but for me, crime is like specific, just crime. So yes, so dramas. Found on Netflix is Sons of Anarchy, Grey's Anatomy, Private Practice, which is the spin-off of Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, which, by the way, those last three shows are all Shonda Rhimes shows. Again, great creator, you should watch them. Next up is The Crown, Gossip Girl, Pose, which is a Ryan Murphy vehicle, really, really good. If you haven't seen it, you need to definitely get on it. There's only one season available right now on Netflix, but the second season is supposed to be coming out soon, so jump on it. Greenleaf, Once Upon a Time, Vampire Diaries, the originals, which is a spin-off of The Vampire Diaries, Reign, House of Cards, Orange is the New Black, and I also included You on this one. I feel like this one could have been in two other categories for me, in crime and then another one that I have coming up, but I felt like drama was kind of where I wanted to place it. And next up for drama on HBO, you can find Game of Thrones, which is really good, one of my favorite shows ever, Big Little Lies, and on Hulu you can find Revenge, which you need to watch Revenge. It's so freaking amazing. Next up is The Kennedys, This Is Us, Empire, Power, Mayans, which is the spin-off of Sons of Anarchy, Little Fires Everywhere, which just started. We're about 5 episodes in, and I can tell you that this is a good show. I was a little iffy at the beginning, but it's actually getting really good. So Little Fires Everywhere, you guys should definitely watch it on Hulu. And lastly for Hulu, I included 2020. I know that this is a documentary, but it's a really good show. I really like the way that they do their investigative stories. They're really good, and every week it's something different, and it's always something that's going on right now, something that's current, so I like that. But it only comes out once a week, so once you do catch up, you have to wait. But that's gonna be my drama section. Next up, I have a section called Creeps, which is kind of like that show that gives you the heebie-jeebies or like the ñañaras, you know? Like where it's just like, ooh, it kind of makes you like squirmish. Some of these shows I can't even watch at night, but they're here. First up is American Horror Story, which is another Ryan Murphy vehicle, probably what started my love of Ryan Murphy. I think his shows, like I said, are really good. I'm a really big fan of the music that he uses in his shows. They're just amazing. But American Horror Story is definitely one of those creepy shows, but it's so good. So yes, American Horror Story can be seen on Netflix, and right now it's actually available on Hulu as well, with the latest season being on Hulu. So for some reason it's coming out faster there, so that's awesome. Next up is Stranger Things, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, which is the new one, Walking Dead, and then moving to Hulu exclusively is Fear of the Walking Dead and The Handmaid's Tale. They may not always be creepy to you, but they're creepy. Handmaid's Tale, especially being a girl, And then the time that we're living in right now, it's creepy. Gilead is a scary place. I don't want to live there. And it's a very creepy show to me. So yeah, that's Creeps. Moving over to something that's a lot more lighthearted from my other ones is a genre that I titled Feel Goods. So these are the shows that are very lighthearted, very happy, very positive, that just make me feel good and just kind of lift me up a little bit. The other ones are very dark, my other genres, so this one's just nice and bright and happy. So for this one I have probably my favorite show of all times, which is Gilmore Girls. I love Gilmore Girls. I can have it on in the background. I just love it. Next up is Love is Blind, because we all need a little bit of Jessica in our lives. Grace and Frankie, Heart of Dixie, Cheer, Queer Eye. Queer Eye, if you haven't watched, you definitely should watch it. It's something that I feel just brings a lot of positivity, a lot of empowerment, a lot of love, and it just makes you feel really good. I think that right now, in the time that we're living in, the world could definitely use a little bit of Queer Eye and a lot of Jonathan. So jump on Queer Eye. AJ and the Queen, which stars our Queen of Queens, RuPaul. Drop Dead Diva, which is right now only found on Prime. Jane the Virgin, Santa Clarita Diet, Unstoppable, One Day at a Time. Moving on to Hulu, America's Next Top Model, The Mindy Project, Four Weddings and a Funeral, which is a Mindy Kaling vehicle. Very good. Jersey Shore, because you have to. Sex and the City used to only be found on HBO. Recently it was added to Prime, so now you get that included. And lastly, The Mandalorian, which is of course on Disney Plus. I had to put The Mandalorian in here because I had no idea really where to put it. I don't feel like it fits any of the other genres, and this is a show that just makes me happy because it's Star Wars themed. I love Star Wars, so it makes me feel good, so I feel like that's where it belonged. So that's Feel Goods. Lastly, we have what I call throwbacks. So these are the shows that were out when we were younger, or when I was younger, and I really appreciate it. It feels good to be able to watch them again, and some of them still hold the test of time, some of them don't, but regardless, they're fun to watch. Starting off with Hulu is Full House, Dawson's Creek, Saved by the Bell, Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the original, Step by Step, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and Family Matters. Moving on to Netflix, they actually only have one of my throwbacks, which is Charmed. Moving over to Disney Plus, they have Boy Meets World, Even Stevens, Lizzie McGuire, That's So Raven, Smart Guy, and lastly, moving to Prime, they have Baywatch. I know it sounds stupid, but I was very, very, very jazzed for Baywatch being on Prime. They have all 9 seasons. I think it's hilarious, and I can't wait to rewatch them again. Alright guys, so that's gonna go ahead and bring me to a wrap. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I did share 100 shows that you guys can binge watch. I didn't mention Friends before because they are not available right now on a streaming service. They are set to come back with HBO Max, but that hasn't come out yet, so that's why they're not mentioned. But I do love Friends. I miss Friends not being available on Netflix, but I'm very much looking forward for them coming back. But other than that, like I mentioned, Money Heist is coming out on Friday. Definitely, it's my #1 show right now that I'm recommending because it's so good. If you guys want a video regarding movies only that are available on streaming services, comment down below, let me know, and I can make a video of just movies that are out. And this can include like Netflix originals or Hulu originals, because Hulu also does their own movies. So let me know. If there was some shows that you want to recommend to me that I didn't mention, please feel free to let me know as well in the comments down below. I am going to be listing everything again in the description box where the shows are found, and if they are kid approved or not, go ahead and check out the description box for more details. Thank you again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.